Good morning. My name is Tana Arnold, and I'm going to be your instructor for EdSep 315 Educational Psychology this spring semester. I just wanted to start by saying thank you for being flexible. With the weather, I just didn't feel like it was a good idea to ask everybody to get out on the ice, and I hope everybody is staying safe and warm. I don't want to keep you very long, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right in to the syllabus. Then we'll talk a little bit about today's assignment. We'll talk a little bit about how to troubleshoot if you're having troubles with My Ed Lab. We'll talk about what needs to be done for Monday. If you have any questions after that, please don't hesitate to send me an email. So jumping into the syllabus. I'm not going to read all of it because you are college educated individuals and you can do that yourself. But at the top, you'll see there's my contact information. I no longer have an office phone number, so I've deleted that, and it's pretty futile to try to call the department to find me. So sending me an email that comes directly to my phone is probably your best bet to get a hold of me. I do hold office hours. You can guarantee to find me most days on the Monday to Wednesday, 10:45 to noon. I also usually get there at 8, so if you need to catch me in the morning before class, that is doable, and I'm also available by appointment. So you can see all of this other stuff that you have probably seen on various syllabuses that that I'm not going to read to you. I encourage you to read the course description and familiarize yourself with the course objectives. The required text is the Educational Psychology 4th edition. It's very important that you have this edition so that it matches with the My Learning Lab. You will need to have the online access code. I've sent out a couple of emails about how to do that. So there's some more directions. So overview of course requirements evaluation. Grades are not weighted by category or activity. So assessments do not weigh more than chapter activities. Each point for each activity contributes equally to the total overall score for the semester. You'll have multiple opportunities to work with course content and earn a significant amount of points. There is a lot of points in this class because there is a lot of work that goes on. So we'll just dive into some of those requirements. There is an assessment, a traditional quiz. There's a total of 10 that you will take. After the final exam, I will go back in and drop your lowest 2 scores. With that being said, we're only taking 8 out of 10, but there is absolutely no makeup assessments or quizzes. If you're gone, you just are not there for that assessment, and it goes in as a 0. There's no makeup. So just make sure you understand this. It does include absences due to illness, funeral, extracurricular. If you're gone, you're gone, because we're dropping 2. Assessments will be taken at the beginning of class unless otherwise announced. There's a couple of times that we have to finish talking about the content, so the assessment will be a little bit later on in the class, but you will be aware of those times as they come up. There will be a study guide provided in the modules for each chapter assessment to help you with the studying. The My Education Lab, this is a total of 50 points. These are the application exercises that you can see on the course schedule at the end of the syllabus. Each chapter will have 1 to 2 corresponding application exercises to develop your skills in that area. It's really important that you bring a laptop or iPad to each class. When you're writing the answers to the application exercise, you're going to want to use a minimum of 3 sentences. Study modules are also inside the My Education Lab. There's a total of 7 of these at 10 points each. We'll talk a little bit more about these, but you can see that there's 2 parts. There needs to be 3 sentences for the learn and apply. You need to get an 80% accuracy on the summarize and assessment portion. You may go back to incorrect items missed in this section in order to reach the 80%, but you won't get any feedback assistance. And you'll notice here that they're not in numerical order. We start with 3, then we go 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 6. And so that's also very clearly lined out in the course schedule. The PLT preparation activities, these are also inside the My Education Lab. These are what we call the licensure exams. These are with a total of 40 points. You don't get an individual score for each licensure exam. What we do is we look at your overall exam, the scores for each one of those, and we want to see an 80% accuracy on all of those. And then you get, if you get the 80%, then you get the 40 points. And we'll talk about this more as we come up to it. It is important that you do know that this is a professional writing activity, and it is expected that you will write in 7 to 9 sentences. Brief responses or responses lacking adequate support, even if correct, will automatically only receive 25% of the credit. So the reason why we're very, very strict on this is the whole purpose of this course is to prepare you to take the PLT, which is an exam you have to take in order to get licensure. And these licensure exams help prepare you to be successful on the real PLT. So that's why we're trying to set you up for success there. Classroom simulations, man, words are hard this morning. This is something that we will complete in class. You'll see it on the course schedule. The legal and ethical risk, this is also completed in class. You'll see it on the course schedule. Later on throughout the semester, you'll get a lot more details on this group digital video, and you get lots of time to work on it, but it's a total of 50 points, which is pretty big. And the test construction activity, this is also a group activity that is done in class. You'll also see it on the course schedule. Classroom activities, there will be various times throughout the semester that I will tell you to go to a discussion board and talk about a point, or I will have you complete some sort of worksheet, or there'll be some sort of in-class activity that you will earn 3 to 5 points for completing those. And the final exam is 50 points, and it is a comprehensive exam. So here is our grading policy. Please note that final grades will not be rounded up in Canvas. The 2 lowest assessment scores will be dropped, but not until after the final exam. So every point in activity is very important and will contribute to your overall grade. This is a late work policy that I was told to use. I usually am fairly lenient when it comes to late work, but you have to let me know that you've completed something and you want me to go in and reevaluate it, as I don't always get updates from especially the My Learning Lab side of the course. Some professional expectations. It is expected that you will be there every day. This class is tough. You will read the entire textbook. We will have lots of discussion. So if you're not there, you are missing out on important content. It's important that you keep me aware of what's going on. If you're going to miss, please let me know prior to class if at all possible. It's important that you participate and engage. And when we're in class, I've asked that you bring your laptop or your iPad. It's important that you only are using the technology to engage during class. Please refrain from being on Facebook or being on Instagram on your phone, as it can be distracting to you and to others around you. Some more things that you guys can read yourself. I reserve the right to make changes as necessary. We've already had to make a change and we're in the first week. So you guys can understand how that works sometimes. Today, we are talking about the syllabus. We're not able to do my education lab setup and questions, but there will be a personal intro assignment on Canvas that is due by midnight tonight. Please have that done. And it is very, very important that you come to class on Monday, January 28th with Chapter 1 read. So today's assignment is the personal introduction. I'm going to show you where that's at. And then by Monday, you need to come with Chapter 1 read. Because as you can see, on Wednesday, we're finishing Chapter 1, jumping into 2. On Monday, we're finishing 2, and then you're having your first assessment. So be prepared. You need to stay on top of the readings. All right, so now that we've kind of rushed through, I wanted to spend some more time on the course schedule. I apologize. And that's not the screen I wanted to share. We'll share this one. All right, down to the course schedule. If I were you, I would go in and I would print this out. I would take the time to write it all into your planner, as there's lots of activities and assignments that you're going to have to keep track of. Application exercises are typically due on Sundays. At the beginning, this one's on Wednesday, there's one on Monday, but typically those are on Sundays. Licensure exams are typically on Mondays or Wednesdays when those are due. We will not have class on February the 20th. I'm at a conference in New Orleans. I'm presenting at a law and ethics conference. And so you will have an assignment. There's application 4, and there is a suicide prevention module that's pretty time intensive that will be due at midnight that day. So that will be in place of us having class. Anything with a diamond you can see is an assessment. So there is a chapter assessment. Try to have only one a week, but sometimes that just doesn't work. See spring break there. These study modules, we don't actually start them till March, but those are going to be due on Fridays. So we follow pretty much the same schedule throughout the entire thing. Here in April is when we will introduce the digital video, and you'll get lots of information about what that's going to look like. Here's the legal and ethical that's in class. That's an in-class activity. Here's the classroom management simulation in-class activity. You'll see the big video is due on Tuesday, April 30th. And we spend the last 3 class periods presenting our videos and going over the rubric for each group. We're a fairly large group. There's 30 of you, and so we will need all 3 days to get those videos presented. The final exam is Wednesday, May 15th at 11:50. So this schedule is your friend. I highly encourage you, like I said, to print it off and to write it into your personal calendar, however that works for you. I have also made sure that on Canvas that each assignment has a due date, so that if you utilize the calendar on Canvas, that assignment shows up here also. So you see today you've got your intro due. Next Wednesday we have applications 1.1 and 2.2. So this calendar is your friend. It's a good way to keep track of assignments and how that works. I've heard from several of you that you are having a hard time with MyLab and mastering. If you go to the announcements, the MyLab technical support, here is a quick rundown of what might be helpful for you. Also, if you go to the MyLab and mastering, if you go to help and support, you can hit the Get Student Help. This will open up and you can try to figure out what's your struggle. In particular, we use Canvas so that they can help you. It's very difficult for me to try to troubleshoot over email, but so that's why I'm saying it'll be best if we're really not able to get logged in by Monday, that we will schedule a one-on-one meeting to see if we can troubleshoot together in person. And we'll talk about what MyLab and mastering looks like on Monday also. We'll go over it. I think it looks a little bit different on my end since I am an instructor. And last but not least, I wanted to show under assignments, today you are doing the personal intro. In this, I want you to talk about where is home for you? Are you an elementary or secondary major? What grade level interests you the most, and why? Specifically for our elementary students, are you lower, K1, 2? Are you upper, 3, 4, 5? Secondary, what grade level content do you want to teach at? What classroom fieldwork experience have you had related to education? And when will you do your student teaching? We have it listed as you can just type this in, you can upload a file. What I would really like to see you do is to do a really short recording. That way I can see your face as I get to know you a little bit better. So if you would do that, that would be amazing, but it is totally up to you. This is worth 3 points and this is due at midnight. Again, thank you for being so flexible in our first week. I look forward to meeting all of you on Monday, and hopefully we have a great semester. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.